This next section actually deals with polynomial equations and dividing polynomial equations. So before we start, we need to remember how to use long division. So we're going to start by dividing 123,456 by 17, right? Long division. So we write it like this. 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy, this does not look like a lot of fun, Miss Busselmeyer. So of course we say, okay, well 1 goes into 1 one time, but if I put a 1 here and multiplied, I couldn't do 12 minus 17. So I need to look at this 123, and how many times does 17 go into 123? Well, I happen to know that that's 7, and we put the 7 right on top of the 3, and then we multiply. 7 times 7 is 49, carry the 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. And now we subtract. 13 minus 9 is 4. Drop down the 4. And then I say, okay, well, 44 divided by 17, that's going to be 2. 2 times 7, that's 14. Carry the 1. 2, 3, that gives me 10. 10 is less than 17. Bring down the 5. So now I have 105 divided by 17. Well, that's going to be 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Carry the 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. Subtract these, you get 3. Bring down the 6. So then I say 36 divided by 17. Well, I know that's again going to be 2. And then 2 times 7, that's 14. Carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And now I've got a remainder of 2, which we usually write as 2 over 17. Remember that? Lots of fun. The same idea is going to come into play when we are dividing polynomial equations. So here's your polynomial equation. We're going to divide x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6 by x plus 1. So of course the first thing that we'll do is write this out. And then I approach this the same way. X goes into x cubed how many times? X squared times. So now I multiply. X squared times x is x cubed. And then x squared times 1 is x squared. Now I have to subtract. Subtract, subtract. That cancels. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared. Bring down this negative 5x. Now I do this again. X goes into x squared how many times? It goes in x times. So x times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. Subtract. Negative 5x minus x is negative 6x. Bring down the negative 6. So negative 6x divided by x would be negative 6. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. Then I subtract, and I have no remainder. So my answer is x squared plus x minus 6. Now you're probably wondering why it is that I showed you one example and then I moved on. The reason that I did that is because while polynomial division is incredibly valuable for a lot of reasons, it can be pretty tedious of a process to go through. And what we do instead is a process called synthetic division. With synthetic division, we make some minor changes, And in those changes, it allows us to do this computation a lot faster. The first thing that you'll do in every single synthetic division problem is you will need to make sure that your denominator is always of the form x minus c. If it ends up being something like x plus 5, you would need to make it x minus a negative 5. And so what you do is you take this number that's after the minus sign, do not include the minus sign, and you write that off to the side. You kind of put it in a little box. Then you take only the coefficients and the constant of each one of those numbers in the numerator. So it's 2x cubed, 9x squared, 1x, negative 12. You leave yourself a little bit of space, and you draw a line. You bring down the 2. Now you multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 goes here. And then the even cooler part is you add. Because we took this from being the minus 4 here to being a positive 4, we change all of these from being subtracted to being added. So now we don't have to deal with switching signs. So 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 times 4 is 69. Add 1, you get 70. 70 times 4 is 280. 280 minus 12 is 268. Now these are very unfriendly numbers, I can guarantee you of that. But such is the case. So here's where this gets interesting. Your answer becomes 2x squared plus 17x plus 70. And then your remainder you actually write out as a fraction. Plus 268 over x minus 4. How did you know that this was x squared? Well, because that one was x cubed. And your answer is always 1 degree lower. So what happens when your denominator is not in the form of x minus k? Here we've got 4x minus 7. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to factor out this coefficient on x. And you get x minus 7/4. Now, this is what you're going to deal with. And 7/4 is the number that goes in that little box. We have 8x cubed, 2x squared, 0x, and negative 49. This 0x that's not showing up here, that is where most people make their mistake. So just be aware of that. So now, oops, need a pencil. There we go. We draw our line, and 8 comes down. So 8 times 7/4, you might want to have some off to the side math here. That's 14. 2 plus 14 is 16. 16 times 7/4 is 28. 28 plus 0 is 28. 28 times 7/4 is 49. And then negative 49 plus 49 is 0. Here there is no remainder. Your answer is 8x squared plus 16x plus 28. We'll do a couple more examples. So first you need x minus whatever that is needs to go into the little box. So here we've got a 1. I have 2x cubed minus 3x squared, 4x, 5. Bring down the 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. So for the answer, we have 2x squared minus x plus 3 plus 8 over x minus 1. Last problem. Here we see y plus 2 rather than y minus 2. So what that plus means is that instead of here where I had a positive 1, I'm just going to have a negative 2. I have 2y cubed, 0y squared, negative 9y, 3. Bring down the 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Negative 9 plus 8, that's negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. So the answer, 2y squared minus 4y minus 1 plus 5 over y plus 2.